Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Gunner's Daughter. This is a milk stout brewed with natural flavors by Mast Brewing Company, and it's coming in at 5.5% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. If you're new here, welcome. Today we are looking at Mast Brewing Company's Gunner's Daughter Milk Stout. This is a stout brewed with natural flavors, coming in at 5.5% ABV. And it says it contains lactose, but does not contain peanuts or nuts. But it does say that it is a beautifully aromatic and balanced milk stout with delicious notes of peanut butter, coffee, and dark chocolate. Now I understand the peanut warning on the side of the can. Okay, I don't know anything about Mast Brewing Company, but it is, I can tell you, in Westbrook, Maine. And this is something I've seen at the local distributor a few different times, and I finally decided to pick it up. Let's crack it open. And I am using a proper stout glass for this. So let's give it a pour. And this is pouring a nice sort of chocolate brown, maybe a little bit more walnut. And there's the full glass. Looks good. Very dark beer. You know, like I said, dark brown to black. Let's check the nose. Wow, I completely understand the peanut warning on this. It smells so much like it has peanut butter in it. It's sort of crazy. I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting peanut butter. There's like a good milk chocolate note to the nose. But overwhelmingly, it's sort of like a nuttiness. I don't know if it's peanut butter. It smells like peanut butter. Or if it would be more hazelnut. But it's definitely a nutty aroma there. But I think it's peanut butter. I would assume that this is going to be super heavy on the peanut butter and maybe a little bit of the chocolate, which I'm still not the biggest fan of, you know, peanut butter in beer. Although this does say it contains no nuts. I wonder if the natural flavor is like some sort of natural version of peanut butter flavor. Only we can do is try it out. Here we go. Okay, you know what? This is much more interesting than I expected it to be. How so? The nose is all peanut butter, but it drinks much more like a hazelnut, almost like one of those Rocher chocolates, you know what I mean? Sort of like a milk chocolate with a hazelnut center. That's sort of what I'm getting here, sort of milk chocolate on the front, a little bit of hazelnut on the back end that then sort of like blossoms as you swallow, as it sort of hits your olfactory senses again. The other thing that's really interesting, it has a very pleasant aftertaste. Again, it reminds me of those Rocher chocolates or like a really good like hazelnut truffle. That's sort of what I'm getting here. Now, it is only 5.5% ABV. So I would be surprised if I was getting any burn, and I'm not. I don't want this to be confused for like a pastry stout or anything like that, because it's definitely not. There's no sweetness here. There's sort of a milk chocolate on the front end, that hazelnut in the middle, but it's not sweet. It's also not bitter. Maybe a little bit of roast, sort of like a little coffee aftertaste, but that's very faint. Now I paid, I want to say I paid $5.46 for this can. Excuse me. Is it, carbonation is good. Carbonation is good. Is it worth the $5+? You know, it is. It's quite good. You know, it says notes of peanut butter. I think there's peanut butter there. I'm getting more of a milk as opposed to dark chocolate. And the coffee roastiness, I think, is really sort of at the back end of all of this. So I think it does hit all of its tasting notes. It's very funny that it has to include the allergy warning, you know, that there are no peanuts in this, because again, if I were to smell this, I would immediately assume that there was peanut butter in this. And I mean real peanut butter, not some sort of peanut butter additive flavor. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting milk stout. Would I buy it again? I probably would, but more as something to share amongst the group and sort of be like, oh wow, this tastes like peanut butter and smells like peanut butter, and you know, but it doesn't have any in it. And then it would be sort of a discussion beer. Would I sit there, like, is this an everyday drinker for me? No, not at all. In fact, I can't even think of a meal I would pair this with. In fact, if anything, I think that this would be something I would try after dinner, as sort of like an after dinner drink. And it would be nice, although a little bit less sweet than what I would want in a dessert beer. So, you know, would I buy it again? Yeah, but only to show to other people. Is it worth picking up if you see it for about $5-6 for a can? Definitely worth trying out. And you know, I have to tell you, the most important thing, at least for me, is that, you know, looking at the tasting notes on this can and seeing what this brewing company managed to achieve, you know, I would look for their other beers. I really would, because they give you what they say they're going to give you. And once again, this is Mast Brewing Company, and this is Gunner's Daughter Milk Stout. Definitely one that I would check out. Again, probably not a daily drinker, but really, really an interesting beer. All right, folks, I'll let you go. I'm going to sit back and drink the rest of this, think about it a little bit more. If you liked what you saw here, please hit that like button, subscribe, throw a comment down below. It helps. Little by little, the subscribers are creeping up on the channel, and I'd like to keep that going in a positive direction. Anyway, I will see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers.